Hello and welcome to another episode of Leisurely Baatein. My guest today is Mr. Tarun Gautam, best-selling author and senior corporate executive in a multinational corporation. Tarun, welcome to Leisurely Baatein. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Shubhadeep, and thank you so much for having me on your show.
Fantastic.
Really excited to be part of it.
Fantastic. Absolutely. Pleasure is all mine. Tarun, I've always been very intrigued to understand how does, someone, like yourself, a very busy corporate life with lots of responsibilities, how do you manage to keep the author in your corporate self alive and inspired?
So, Shubhadeep, on this, I would say that the process of juggling and successfully juggling my corporate self and my author side is still work in progress. It's still evolving. Right. It's not something that has reached, I would say, a state of being a fine art yet. But I would say today it is at least to a manageable level. And what I mean by that is now there is some method to this madness. Previously, I would say it used to be a big challenge for me to be able to juggle these two very different and contrasting sides of me. But now it has become slightly better. So I've been able to now define time frames for myself where I have to be wearing the corporate hat and not thinking about being an author, and then switching to an author mode and not being aware of my corporate self. So now there's some structure coming into this. But let me be honest with you. Initially, it was quite a struggle because there would be times in a corporate meeting when suddenly an idea would pop into your mind and you would wonder whether to take down the minutes of the meeting which is in progress or take down that particular aspect of the book that you have just been hit with. Right. But now I think I've been able to kind of create a Chinese wall between the two selves. And so far it is working well. So that's how it has been.
Right. And do you have a process of writing, and also how long does it normally take for you to finish a book?
Okay. I would say that the process right now is that I try and allocate time during the weekends. Mm-hmm. And I won't say it is religiously followed so far, but in terms of the intent, the idea is to get at least a couple of blocks of time over the weekend to be able to spend time just writing. So that's the one discipline I'm trying to inculcate, and hopefully, as I go along, I would get better at it. In terms of the time it takes for me to write, I would say my first book, Rewind and Play, took about 8 odd months for me to get a good shape out of it.
Right.
So, and that in itself was a very difficult journey in the sense that back then I was traveling a lot. So a lot of my writing happened on airports or in flights, which sometimes worked to my advantage because you're not disturbed by anybody. But at the same time, it was very challenging because you want to write some part of it and then there is a call to board the plane. So you're wondering, what is more important. So and that's how it is. I think you just get better at juggling these two aspects. And challenging it initially, but I think now it's more fun now.
Correct. You're getting more comfortable with the two, attributes of yourself.
Absolutely, very much so.
100%. Tarun, share with us a bit about your early life, and was there a point in your journey of life where it triggered the creative bug a bit you?
Right. So let me take you to the place where I was born. And it may relate to you because you're also mostly from that part. So I was born in a town, a city called Asansol in West Bengal, which only mostly a Bengali would have heard of. If you would ask somebody down south, I don't think the name Asansol would ring a bell. Right. So I was born in Asansol, and though I've never lived there as such, and the reason why I was born there was my maternal grandfather was a coal mining engineer, and he used to be posted there. And Asansol is the hub, coal mining hub. And from there on, there of course, then we lived in various cities thanks to my father's job in the Indian Air Force. So we were lucky to have experienced India, different parts of India. Our schooling was in very different places. So I've had the experience of studying in some very good schools, but at the same time also studied in some army barracks, which have been converted into classrooms with studying on daris and all. So very different experience in that sense. Coming to the writing part of it, I would say that I was fortunate to have a culture at home of reading. And that is thanks to my father, who is a voracious reader. And so a lot of our dinner table discussions were about books and about authors. And he introduced me to the writing of Ernest Hemingway, Eric Maria Remarque, and so many other classics. And there were a lot of the discussions at home were around literature. Though, of course, my education was in the field of engineering, and which really caught on towards the latter part of my schooling. But in the initial days, there was a lot about books, and I think somewhere that stayed with me, as I grew up. And while initially I never thought that I would write a book, but the fact that when you're exposed to books, it leaves an indelible mark on you. It does create an impact when you're exposed to good writing. So I think exposure to good writing is what kind of helped me when I plunged into writing. Right. So that's how it has been for me.
Sure. I must say I really enjoyed your book, Rewind and Play. Tell us about the book and what is the inspiration, or what was the inspiration behind the book?
Yeah, thank you so much, Shubhadeep. I remember your comments and recall them very vividly. When you said that in Australia, after you read the book, you went to the neighborhood store to grab a packet of Maggie. Yes. Because it reminded you of your college days. And I think I have not got a better and fitting compliment from anybody so far. because that's really what Rewind and Play is about, taking you back to your college days. So. Right. Thank you for that. And I would say my inspiration has been threefold, really. First has been that when I lived my college life, I somehow felt that I got into trouble more often than what was needed. College life comes with its own share of adventures, but I seem to have a enormously high or an overdose of those adventures in my 4 years. So it somewhere stayed in me that can these stories that I have lived be of interest to anybody? So firstly, that was the feeling that I was carrying. And when it came down to writing a book, I wanted to create this entire picture of college life and my experiences in it. The second thing that really kind of triggered the spark to write this book was, I would say, some of the authors who already written about their college lives. Mm-hmm. And when I read some of their work, in a I would say fit of arrogance, I said that my college days are much more adventurous than the ones that I read. So there was a bit of this arrogance in me which said that my days were a lot more adventurous. So I would like to write about my book, about my days. So that's how it triggered, and I think one thing led to the other, and then I started penning the book. Right. So that's what the journey was.
No, absolutely. It's so full of, nostalgia, and I'm sure everybody anybody who's read the book would enjoy it and, relate it back to their, college life. And it's a very wonderfully and emotionally crafted, piece of work. So congratulations on the success of the book.
Thank you.
Tarun, do you think an author should stick to a specific genre of writing, or should experiment between genres?
See, there are two aspects about writing, and since you are an accomplished author yourself, you've written 2 books, you probably could be able to relate to this aspect. And there is the author side of this entire exercise, and then there is the marketing or the sell side of it, as one might call it. The author side, I think, mostly would like to experiment in different genres. I would say that I mean, that's mostly what creativity is about. You would like to delve into different areas. But I would say that when we look at the marketing side of it, I'm not so sure how tenable it is to do that, because you are probably not creating a niche for yourself. You're probably dabbling, and unless and until you have created a name for yourself, it may not be a great idea to do that. Now, but if I ask, look at this from my side personally, I would actually like to experiment with different genres, because the writing process in itself is a learning process. Right. You learn so much when you write. So when you delve into a different area, you're learning so many different aspects. So I would say, for me as a creative person, my idea would be to broad base myself, cover at least 2 to 3 genres or types of areas. I mean, maybe it may not be a genre as such, but within a genre, 2-3 areas is what I would like to look at. So that's the way I look at it. Yeah,
right. Absolutely. And I think, as you very correctly said, the process of writing is also a lot about self-discovery, and it's like a lot of learning. So very well described and very well explained. How important is the process of marketing any book, or for a new author to be discovered by the readers?
So, Shubhadeep, my view is that in today's times, it's a 50-50 split between content and marketing. We authors may not like it, but the bitter truth is that marketing is very important, and more so in the case of any new author.
Right.
We authors, when are asked by our publishers to invest in marketing or to invest time, we sometimes shirk that responsibility and kind of say that it is our content which is going to sell. But the fact of the matter is that with supply, and even to an extent oversupply, one has to find creative ways to capture the attention of the readers.
Right.
Hence, I would say that in the case of an author, marketing is humongously important. I mean, it is very, I would say, obvious that today you can't sell your book without a strong marketing push.
Absolutely.
And the other aspect is that there's also, I think, a dwindling of readership, or if I might say that, at least on one hand, new readers are coming into the market. It is becoming more mainstream. But on the other hand, we are all being pushed, or our attention is being drawn in different areas. So today you have a Netflix which provides you entertainment. You have your television which is already there. Movies are already there. So now you have limited time. And how much of leisure time would you spend on reading? It's a question that we authors have to ask ourselves. So in that case, with so much of, I would say, competition on your attention, you have to be able to market your book such that people are drawn to it.
Right. Absolutely. I think spot on. Tarun, do you see COVID-19 is transforming the publishing industry?
I would say yes. My experience has been that COVID has brought a seismic shift in the way books are going to be consumed. If I would look at the pre-COVID era or the situation, people were still open to the idea of going to a mall and buying a book from a store.
Right.
And there was, of course, the option of the online medium. So there were these two large media which were available, or two channels which were available for any reader: the online channel and the on-premise channel, which kind of coexisted. But I would say that now, in the post-COVID era, it might happen that the digital channel might just overtake the regular brick-and-mortar model. So I think there's going to be a huge shift towards the digital publishing side. And I'm not so sure how the hardbacks are going to survive. As it is, they were under a lot of strain thanks to the Flipkarts and the Amazons of the world. So I think it's only just going to exacerbate the situation for them.
Correct.
That's how I see the future.
Absolutely. I think most of our viewers and your readers would be very keen to understand the next book you're working on.
Yeah, so the book that I'm now working on is tentatively titled "In Search of the Real Azad."
Wow.
The book is a thriller, and it's a different genre from Rewind and Play, which was a throwback to college days. This is more a thriller, so there is I would say something about Indian archaeology there. There is a murder mystery, that kind of a thing. So it's a lot more I would say exciting, fast paced, and hopefully nail biting. So that's really the core of the book.
Fantastic. Tarun, wish you all the very best for your forthcoming book, and can't wait to have my hands on it. And all the very best. And thank you so much for being on the show, giving us the time. Look forward to meeting you soon in a safe and a secure environment.
Thank you so much, Shubhadeep. It was an absolute pleasure to be on your show, and you keep safe as well. And we'll definitely touch base very soon. All the best.